Hello, I'm so happy that you joined today, and today I'm going to show you how you can get online job with Go Transcript, particularly Go Transcript English transcribers. There have been several requests of people making their requests to join this company and start working with them. So today, as you can see, once you have gone to their website, you just type their name, Go Transcript, then transcription jobs, then you will be, the procedure is straightforward. I want to help you pass this test, the first part, then the second audio part, and then you will have to wait just for a short while and you will start working with Go Transcript as a transcriber. So you select your language, English, then you click apply now. When you have clicked apply now, it will take you to a page where you will have to insert your basic details. I had already done that. You remember, you see I'm taken to the test page. Always ensure that you are providing your right details, that the name there matches the name in your ID, because there will be verification. They will be verifying if you are the same person who made this application. So as you can see, they have said that they want you to pass this test with 100% accuracy. That is, you must go 100% on these tests. One of the things you also have to notice that for the English, for Swahili transcription, you will not require a VPN, but for English transcription, you may be required to have a VPN. The VPN is to hide your location, to assume that you are in a different country. If you want more information on that, you can reach out to me. But for now, let us proceed with the test and be very quick. So the first question is, sounds made by the person speaking are always. Remember that this tests on your ability to identify sounds and how to transcribe them. Sounds that are made by the person refer to sounds that are not to be transcribed. For example, if someone laughs, if someone is crying, you cannot transcribe how they are crying. So this is a sound that is made by the speaker, and it's always on the same line and then in the present tense. But there is a case where the sound is not made by the speaker. The sound is made by someone else other than the speaker. In such a case, you don't put it in the same line, but you put it on a different line, but in the present tense. So the tense will always be present if it is made by the speaker or if it's not made by the speaker. But when the sound is not made by the speaker, you make sure that you put it in the next line. This is one of the things that will be tested in your transcription in the part 2 test. Then question number 2, if there is an interest, remember that if you have passed this part 1 and you need the answers to part 2, I can still give them to you. So if there is an etc. in the audio, what should you do? Transcribe etc. as part of the audio. Then question number 3 is testing how your comprehension of the rules regarding the transcription of hours. Usually, you transcribe PM and AM in capital letters, and anything before them, the time before PM or before AM, you write in numeral form. But then there is this case when you are writing o'clock, you spell out the number. So following those rules, you will find that option A is right. B is wrong because P and M should be capital, A and M should be capital. Then again, the use of numeral here, you should spell this one when you are using the word o'clock. Option C, for the same reasons, P and M must be capital. For the same reason, 1 should be spelled. 10 is right. Here, 11 should have been spelled. Now, with that done, we are moving on to question number 4. What are the types of time stamping? Remember that we have 2 basic types of time stamping every 2 minutes and at the speaker change. So that every 2 minutes you are putting your timestamp. You start at minute 0, minute 2, minute 4, minute 6. That is the right time stamping. and then there is this one with speaker change, so that if the speaker changes, even if it's after 3 minutes, even if it's after 30 seconds, or just only 10 seconds, but the speaker is changing, you timestamp. So this, but always remember that this is a rule that you should not hold it so rigid that in the event that a client asks that you timestamp every 30 seconds, you must be flexible enough to listen to the specifications of the client and follow their recommendations, even if it goes against the rules, because the client is always right. Make sure that you follow all the rules that are given by the client. If the audio has no sound, in such a case, you should think like a client. Put yourself in the shoes of the client. If you are in the same position as the client and you ordered for transcription services, will you pay for someone to just click on submit and do no work? Because it's obvious that you will not pay for such. And so you think like a client. If the audio does not play or plays but there is no sound for any technical reasons, always report the file and do not submit. Question number 6, it's very easy. This is just a grammar test. Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania. So you know that it's written in English like this. So option A is wrong because of the spelling of the city. Option C, no commas. Option D, the Lithuania, the name of the city must always start with the capital letter. Has around 723,000 permanent inhabitants. I think with that we are done. Question number 7. How should you transcribe and punctuate filler words in full verbatim? Let us look at the options. 1I, then this is how you transcribe starters and false starts. Then there is a filler word. This is a filler word, but with filler words you always put a comma before and a comma after. So option A is wrong. Option B is obviously wrong because even the transcription is not right starting from, then the filler word has no comma. Option C, for the same reasons. Option D, you see it follows all the rules. Question number 8. How should significant sound events be noted in clean verbatim? Option A should be wrong because of this type of bracket. In Go transcript, never use the circular brackets. This type of brackets, they are never used. Under no reason should you make use of this type of bracket. Then option B is obviously wrong because it has been capitalized. Remember that there are only two things that are capitalized in Go transcript: the speaker label and anything with a timestamp. All the things that have timestamps are bolded. So for this case, this is not a speaker label. The speaker label, I mean, for example, speaker 1, then you write the word the speaker is saying. Maybe the speaker is called Janet, then you write what they are saying. Always, if the name of the speaker is given, use it as the speaker label. So B is way off the mark. It's wrong. Option C is wrong because with sound events you always write in lowercase, so the capital L definitely makes it wrong. Then option D, there is no enclosing, opening and enclosing square brackets. Option E is the right answer. We are proceeding on well. If there is a word that you cannot hear due to heavy background noise, what do you have to do? Remember that I had told you that there are only two things that are bolded in the transcript. One is the speaker label, very straightforward. Then everything with a timestamp, and there are only three things that have timestamp in the transcript. One is the case that is being talked in about here, when you cannot hear what the speaker is saying because of a heavy background noise or just some technical case. In such a case, you use the word inaudible because it is not audible. Then there is a case where you can hear what the speaker is saying, but because of their accent or because of their pronunciation, you are not able to make out which word the speaker is saying. In such a case, you use unintelligible and give the correct timestamp. Then the last option is the last situation where you use bold and timestamp is when the speaker pauses for more than 10 seconds. You use the word pause, then give the timestamp of the time the speaker was pausing. Option B was talking about paraphrase the whole sentence. That is very wrong. Just try to never guess. The girl is in her 20s. This is again on how testing on how you transcribe ages, and decades. So that is the correct answer. Now we are sure that we have passed. So we can move on to part 2. I think I'll just I'm sorry for that. I think my internet had slowed down, but as you can see, the answers are intact, and I'm sure that we have passed this test. Remember that if you are in need of part 2 answers, you can reach out to me, and
Comsec, may I request you to
please subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much.